Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome back students in your online physics class. Before starting the chapter, I just wanted to discuss some points about the half yearly examination shortcomings which you have to keep in your mind for further while attempting the next test or examination or while doing your classwork. First is don't use internet language. Write your answer in a very simple language. Instructions should be read carefully. Draw neat and well labeled diagram. Pictures should not be uploaded from the book. And your classwork, complete your classwork on time. Don't submit the copy with incomplete work. Do your work very neatly and don't skip skill based questions and numericals. Complete all your work. Keep all these points in your mind for the next time. Do everything very carefully and very neatly. Next, so I'm going to start the new chapter, that is chapter number 2, motion. This is your unit 3 syllabus. So chapter 2, motion. You have seen many objects around you, like a book lying on a table, a tree in the playground, an electric pole, a car moving on a road, and an aeroplane flying in the sky. Some of these move where some do not. The book, the tree, and the electric pole do not move. So, it means that they do not change their positions with time. So, these objects are said to be at rest because these objects are not changing their position with time. So, we call these objects that they are at rest, right? Now, the car and the aeroplane, these objects can move, right? They can change their position with time. So, they are said to be in motion. So, when the position of an object does not change with respect to its surrounding, it is called to be at rest. Or you can say that a body is said to be at rest if it does not change its position with respect to its surrounding. And when the position of an object changes continuously with time and with respect to its surrounding, it is said to be in motion. A moving object changes its position continuously with time and with respect to a fixed point. This fixed point is called reference point. Next is rest and motion are relative term. Now suppose a person is traveling in a train and he passes by another person standing alongside the train track. The person standing along the track will see the person and everyone else in the train as being in motion. But all the persons sitting in the train will be stationary with respect to each other. So from this example, we can understand that an object may be in position with respect to another object, but may be stationary with respect to third object. According to this example, C is in motion, but in relation to B, C is stationary, right? From this example you can conclude that according to A, you can say that C is in motion, but in relation to B, C is stationary, right? Therefore, thus an object can be in motion in relation to one set of objects, whereas it can be at rest in relation to other set of objects. So rest and motion are relative terms. The observer and the surroundings decide whether a given object is at rest or in motion. So we can say that rest and motion are relative terms. Now next is types of motion. The motion of an object can be classified into the following types. First, translatory, second, circular, third, rotatory, fourth, oscillatory, fifth, vibratory, sixth, repetitive motion, 7, multiple motion, and 8, random motion. Now first is translatory motion. What is translatory motion? When an object like a car moves in a line in such a way that every point of the objects move through the same distance in the same time, its motion is called translatory motion. For example, motion of a man walking on a road and motion of a fruit falling from a tree. There are two kinds of translatory motion. First, rectilinear motion, and second is curvilinear motion. Now what is rectilinear motion? When an object moves along a straight line, its motion is called rectilinear motion. For example, bus moving on a straight road, march past of soldiers in a parade on a straight road, a stone falling freely from the roof of a building, a striker moving on a carom board, and a bullet fired from a gun. These are the example of rectilinear motion. Rectilinear motion is also called linear motion. You can also notice that there is a word line in this word rectilinear motion. So we define this motion as a motion in a straight line. Second is curvilinear motion. When an object moves along a curved path, its motion is called a curvilinear motion. For example, a stone or a ball thrown by a boy, a car moving along a curved path, right? These are the example of curvilinear motion. Now next is circular motion. When an object moves along a circular path. Circular motion means when an object moves along a circular path. Its motion is called circular motion. For example, motion of the earth around the sun is a circular motion. Motion of the moon around the earth and motion of a car on a circular track are the examples of circular motion. The circular motion is a type of curvilinear motion. In circular motion, an object moves around a fixed point. The distance of the fixed point from every point of the path remains the same. For example, a boy is whirling a stone tied at the end of a string in a circular path. But in curvilinear motion, the distance of a point on the object from a fixed point does not remain the same. Next is rotatory motion. When an object moves about a fixed axis without changing its position, its motion is called rotatory motion. For example, motion of the blades of a fan, the wheel of a sewing machine, a giant wheel, a spinning wheel, a potter's wheel, and a spinning top are the example of rotatory motion. What is rotatory motion? When an object moves about a fixed axis without changing its position is called rotatory motion. Next is oscillatory motion. When an object moves to and fro about its mean position, its motion is called oscillatory motion. For example, motion of a swing, or, or you can see here that motion of a pendulum of a clock is an example of a oscillatory motion. Next is vibratory motion. When an object moves in such a way that a part or parts of the object move to and fro in a definite pattern, while rest of the object remains fixed and does not move, its motion is called vibratory motion. The expansion, for example, the expansion and contraction of chest during breathing is an example of vibratory motion. Musical instruments like violin, guitar, and sitar also show vibratory motion when their strings are plucked. Next motion is repetitive motion. What is repetitive motion? A motion that repeats itself after certain interval of time is called repetitive motion. Repetitive motion are of two types. One is periodic and the other is non-periodic. So first we will understand what is periodic motion. A motion that repeats itself at regular intervals of time is called a periodic motion. When a motion repeats itself after equal interval of time, we call it periodic motion. For example, the motion of the earth around the sun. You all know that earth always takes 364 days to complete one revolution. So this is a fixed time. Every time earth takes this same time to complete one revolution. So this motion is known as periodic motion, because this motion repeats itself after equal interval of time. So this motion is known as periodic motion. Some other example of periodic motions are the motion of second hand of a watch and the motion of the moon around the earth. Now non-periodic motion, a motion that does not repeat itself at regular intervals of time, is called non-periodic motion. For example, motion of tides in the sea, a footballer player running in the field. A footballer sometimes runs fast, sometimes runs slow. So this is a non-periodic motion. And a ball rolling down the ground. When a ball rolls down the ground, it gradually slows down and then finally stops. So this motion is not a periodic motion. It is a non-periodic motion. And remember that all oscillatory motions are periodic. Okay, but all periodic motions are not oscillatory. Next is multiple motion. When an object shows two or more types of motion at the same time, its motion is called multiple motion. For example, the earth rotates about its own axis. When the earth rotates about its own axis, it shows which motion? It shows rotatory motion, right? And earth also revolves around the sun in a circular path, right? So this motion is circular motion. So at the same time, the earth is showing rotatory motion also and circular motion also. So this is, what is this? This is multiple motion. Here an object shows two or more types of motion at the same time. Another example is a drill machine. When drill machine is used to make a hole in the wall, the drill spins, right? It means it shows rotatory motion, and simultaneously its tip moves in the forward direction. That is translatory motion. So this is also a multiple motion. Motion of wheels of a moving bicycle is another example of multiple motion. The wheels of the bicycle rotate, that is rotatory motion, and at the same time they move forward on a straight or curved path. So it is showing rectilinear motion also and curvilinear motion also. Similarly, a ball rolling on the ground has both rotatory and translatory motion. The eighth one is random motion. When an object or a body shows a particular type of motion that suddenly changes into another kind of motion, its motion is called random motion. For example, when a butterfly is flying, at one moment it may have a translatory motion, and at the next moment it may have a circular motion. So, if an object keeps on changing its motion from one type into another, it is said to be in random motion. Okay, for today, this is it. In the next class, we'll do the next topic, that is uniform and non uniform motion. So, read till here.